today with Dorian. For those of you who don't know, Dorian's been in Muay Thai for years and years now. He went over to Thailand. He's one of the first Americans to actually go over there and fight and compete and fight in the stadiums. And yeah, can you tell them when you started fighting and when you decided to go over to Thailand?
Yeah, I was I think 19. First went over there, 18, 19. My first one over there. Not sure if really considered the golden era. I don't really think so. But then after that, went back 14 years.
14 years? Okay. When was the first, like in years, what year was it when you went over there?
So I think it was the start in 98.
So when you went over there, there was only about like...
There's a picture or something with a date on it. It's 97, 98.
I wasn't even born yet.
How old were you then, Corey?
0.
0 years old?
Negative 0.
Oh, okay.
So,
I guess I'm that old.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, fair enough.
So when you went over there, there was only about 4 or 5 other Americans.
No, first time, I don't know. They kept thinking I was from France. It was a very famous by Danny Bill. They kept introducing me. Same Danny Bill, France. And it's like, no, I'm from America. Like, okay, same Danny Bill, France. I was like, I'll be from wherever the fuck you want me to be from. Just keep training me like this. Because they had a lot of the Dutch guys over there. Obviously, a lot of French, Australians have been going over there for quite a while. But they hadn't seen, let alone a black American or just any American in general, to even think that we really did Muay Thai like that. Interesting experience. Like,
what made you decide to stay over there for 14 years?
When I went back again, because I had a dream that I wanted to go over there and compete. And I had an obligation when I was younger to finish school, so I had to come back. I dabbled in MMA, and when it was over, I was like, look, I just want to go back to what I'm passionate about. And so I didn't want to chase money, I wanted to chase my passion.
Right. I mean, obviously there's no money in Muay Thai, so going over to Thailand, and then, I mean, you're American, so they're probably going to take a lot of the money you have when you fight. They're probably going to take your money.
They take, some camps, every camp is different. I had good big boss, which is like the owner of the camp. And in a lot of camps, I was like the first foreigner they had sponsored. But like I said, we would, I'll go ahead and name drop here. Guys like Corley, Cyrus Washington, Kevin Ross, Sean Yarborough, Joe Schilling, Chaz Moki, Mark Beecher, Pope Joy. We were the first generation of guys that went to, or we had to go get knowledge from the Thais. You know, when we had to go search out the knowledge, we didn't really have anyone above us that could really guide us. And really like, you know, hey, this is what you guys need to do, this and this. So we were really learning as we went on. We had to go over there, we had to get our ass whooped, we had to endure, we had to make mistakes, we had to kind of figure it out on our own.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, if I go over to Thailand now, it's going to be kind of comfortable for me. I'm able to go over there. I know the gyms to go to. I have connections with the gyms. It wasn't like that for you guys.
It wasn't. I mean, and understandable. Like now, it's like the first generation always kind of gets the short end of the stick. Like, you know, and this is something that I understood. Like, you know, when I see the ability that people have to make money now with the 1FC and the exposure it gets in Muay Thai, it's like we're supposed to not get shit because that's part of what we're doing. You're the first generation. You're supposed to pave the way for everyone else is going to make more than you. You know, but that's what you know what you do. You know, that's you know, I guess part of what you signed up for. And so for me, it's cool to see that. And now with guys, like I said, the guys that I mentioned, now that we're all older, we're retired now, and you know, some of us are teaching. And I hope I mentioned Kevin Ross because he's like the. Did I say Kevin's name in that? Those guys are retired? Well, if I didn't, Kevin Ross is, we all know who he is. He's like the face. He's the one that really pushed me, inspired me to go over to Thailand. But now with this generation, now since we're retiring, we're giving back our knowledge. Now the new generation, like we'll be the first generation or you guys will be the first generation that will be taught by the Americans and become champions while being able to stay in America, get the same knowledge, and then go over there and compete against the Thais. Like you look what Pope Joy is doing. with Janet Todd and Jackie.
They're against all the ties and they're beating them.
They're winning, yeah. And they're able to stay in America. They don't have to venture out to Thailand.
Right.
And I think that's important. I mean, even you're like to have a coach like Coach Jamal, where we have a specific knowledge because he came up under Manu Into, another legendary. So he's part of Manu and is a cousin with Danny Bill, and they're French Cameroonian. But
right.
Even then they had that someone to guide them because it's so you have that lineage where now he's getting that knowledge is now
here
in America. It's here, so you can stay here and do that, which is really cool now. And like I'm excited to see it and see all this stuff happening for you guys. Like you guys are going to be the first generation of champions that are going to be taught by Americans and basically homegrown.
Yeah. Can you just talk a little bit more about when you were in Thailand and like your experience, the stuff that like learning elbows, learning the clinch, and kind of like learning from the Thais and then going and fighting in the stadiums before modern time now. When you guys went there, it wasn't easy, and competing against Thais was not easy, and you kind of had to adapt and learn new things. Like Corley got really good with his boxing, and like that helped him win fights, because the Thais know, like they know how to kick, they know how to clench. So you guys had to come up with like strategies to beat the Thais. You're kind of yourselves.
Yeah, so I guess we all had to, like, if you look at a guy like Cyrus Washington, to me, guys like, to me, him and Kevin are the like triple OGs, we'll say, of the American Muay Thai, where Kevin Ross did it here against the really, like, he is the Ramon Deckers of Thailand. I mean, of the Ramon Deckers of America, where they were bringing Thais over here, the best for him to fight against. Yeah. Cyrus was over there doing it in all different sort of battlefields, going to Lithway and stuff like that. To answer your question, it's like, it goes like what I said, we had to learn on the go. So we had to go search out the knowledge for this camp, for a clinch camp, or this to become an elbow fighter, and we had to kind of learn how to put it all together for different camps. Like I eventually had to start going to Holland and training with a legendary fighter and legendary coach now, and Ryan Simpson, who's my sensei. So for big fights, I would go over there and I'd have to start putting it together. Again, no one could guide me, and so it was somewhat different fighting in the stands. We all started like kind of becoming in our own. Cyrus or Corley already could box from
Cyrus and Corley.
Yeah, we had to learn to do our own thing. It's really hard to explain. We just learned to do our own thing. We learned how to box and do all the other things and develop our own game plan, basically. And yeah, we didn't have really any support going over there as foreigners, as Americans.
So the newer, like the people that still live in America and can't go over to Thailand, they have to keep, like they still have to work. They have jobs and stuff like that. How do you, like, what's your advice on how to balance it? Or do you just not balance it?
I did a horrible job. I rolled the dice and went over there, and kind of was it. But I'd say, well, it goes back to what I said now. He has the ability, being around Jamal. He has the ability to stay here and get the information and the knowledge. And what he could do is, do what you have to do work-wise in the U.S. Because now there's good knowledge here to be. Remember, you guys will be the first generation of American taught and homegrown guys. And then maybe go over to Thailand, a couple times a year, save your money, go over there, fight as much as you possibly can.
Right.
But you don't have to go over to Thailand like we did. You don't have to go over to Holland to search out this knowledge. You can stay here now.
Okay. This is Dorian, guys. I hope you like it. If you did, like it, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Buy the membership. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dorian.